Ladies and gentlemen, welcome inside the Mel Kiper press box here at Carlo Crispino Stadium before today's rubber match between the number 1 and number 2 team in the state of Maryland, the Archbishop Spalding Cavaliers and your own Calvert Hall Cardinals. I'm Caleb Stein. I'm joined up here in the booth with Nick Lewis, and we are just about ready. We are just about set here to start this one off. Grayson Ryan, the junior, it's his birthday today, and he will get the start against this absolute potent Cavaliers lineup. First game was won by the Cardinals 5-4 in dramatic walk-off fashion. Drew Kittleberger hit a home run about 350 feet out into right field. It was an absolute bomb. And then yesterday at Spalding, the Cavaliers lost in a tough one 11-3 after a great starting pitcher performance by Ashton Taylor. But today the Cardinals look to flip the script and take the series from the Cavaliers. Nick, what are you looking for in today's game?
Yeah, whenever you see these two teams face off, it's almost like you're watching a championship preview. Both of these teams are good enough to win it all. A little bit of an unusual defensive performance by the Cardinals last night, let up 11 runs. But if they can get that defense back on track, I don't see any reason they can't win this game.
You're absolutely correct, Nick. I mean, these teams expect to face each other multiple times this season, whether it's in the first round of the playoffs or all the way into the championship game. And these teams have been known to be in the championship game. 15 of the last 20 MIAA A-Conference baseball championships have been won by these two teams, Spalding taking the more recent games of them all. And the shortstop, Braden Martin, is going to step up into the box and get things started here at Carlo Crispino. Leading off for the Cavaliers, shortstop
Grayson Ryan is on the mound today for the Cardinals.
Ryan, the junior, who's currently uncommitted, been the Friday starter for all games this year. I guess today's counts for the Thursday/Friday, last game of the series. With tomorrow being Good Friday, obviously all Catholic schools in most places are shut down throughout the whole country, and this one's going to be a breaking ball. Low for ball 2 against Martin. Ryan got a deep arsenal in his bags. He got about 5 to 6 pitches that he throws: curveball, slider, fastball, cutter, which he throws a good one in there, plus a changeup on top of that. He's got a deep arsenal, and his father, Coach Kevin Ryan, will be calling his pitches in this one. They have a good father-son connection. And Coach Kevin knows what Grayson's going to be throwing best today. Right now, that slider's not looking the part, as it is 3-1, but they're trying to pitch away from Martin. He is an absolute threat for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, one of the main reasons, as he draws a walk there, but he was one of the main reasons in that 11-run performance by the Cavaliers last night.
Now batting.
So he will take a trip to walk as Anthony Badino, the third baseman, is up to the plate.
I mean, the top 3 guys for this Cavaliers team are absolutely insane. Got lots of power, good speed as well. Hit to contact, almost impossible to get out. One of the top lineups you'll see across the MIAA, and it's been like that for years. And now it's just the year that Martin, Badillo, and Luna, 3 seniors, are going to have to step up and take advantage in this conference.
And you always want to sort of pitch away from them, which you can see Ryan doing on the mound. But first batter was a walk, so we would want to limit it down a bit. The count is 2-0.
Badillo is going to be headed to Blacksburg, Virginia in the fall to continue his baseball career at Virginia Tech. First game, he struggled a bit, but then yesterday, I mean, it was honestly just like a big flip-flop. I mean, the guys that struggled the most in Monday's 5-4 loss for the Cavaliers, stepped up the most yesterday in the 11-3 win. It was just an all-around good performance from the Cavaliers. A little bit unlucky as well for the Cardinals. I mean, a couple of ground balls just not going the way. A couple of calls from the umpire that weren't the best. But Cardinals have to battle back here, and Ryan now has to battle back from down 3-0. Throws that fastball in for a strike, though, so the count's 3-1 on Badillo. Throws over on Martin, who has elite speed over at first base.
You always want to keep him close to first.
Martin was actually thrown out in the game yesterday, one of his stolen base attempts by the catcher Connor Callahan. Callahan had a great day at the plate and behind the plate. Honestly, he was Cardinals' best player without a doubt in yesterday's game. Hit his first varsity home run, a 3-run weaver that snuck over the netting out in right field. Had another one that also goes, but 3-2, Martin's going, and he's going to slide in. It looked kind of uncomfortable for a slide, but that's going to be a strikeout on the slider on Badillo, so they get the first out, but Martin does advance to second base.
Yeah, good job by Ryan recovering from that 3-0 count. Ends up getting the strikeout. Cruz Luna up to the plate.
Luna's been playing pretty well this series. The weather right now in today's game has been nothing like the last two. I mean, Monday's game was absolutely picture-perfect weather. Yesterday was almost too hot, also caused by the humidity from the future storms, which eventually, as soon as the game ended, there was lightning strikes all throughout the Severna Park and Annapolis area, including the entire bus ride back up to Calvert Hall. It was not an ideal afternoon yesterday, after the game, of course.
A good thing they came post-game, so we were able to finish that one.
And then the weather right now is solid, like 50 degrees here in Towson, Maryland. Wind blowing out to right field. It's been drizzling throughout most of the day, but just enough to get the turf nice and slick. There's a good fastball from Ryan, just on the outside corner of the plate. Good framing by Callahan as well. The 1-2 to the catcher, Luna. And it's a very good changeup. Got him chasing outside the zone. Second straight strikeout for Grayson Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan, as you know, he walked the first batter, and it was down 3-0 to Anthony Badino, and now has really bounced back and has 2 strikeouts early.
Yeah, I mean, that's Nick. I mean, when you have the leadoff man like Martin, who's almost impossible to get out, letting him have the walk and then just striking out the next 2 guys. So now there's 2 outs, and it's going to be a little bit trickier for Martin to score. That's not a terrible place for the Cardinals to be, especially if you are trying to maybe pitch around Martin, who does have a home run in the series. Led off the series, actually, with that home run that I said over the 380 sign out in right center field.
Yeah, players like Martin just absolutely hurt pitchers. A player with that much speed and that much power, pitcher doesn't really have much to do.
And that slider from Ryan gets away, but a good block from Callahan to keep it right in front.
Two-0 count here.
There have been plenty of home runs in this series so far throughout the 2 games played already. That breaking ball's inside on Morrow. Morrow hit one yesterday. Martin hit one the day before. And then 3 Cardinals have gone yard, including Anthony Williams, Drew Kittleberger, and Connor Callahan. So a total of 5 home runs through 3 games. And with the warmer weather that was occurring earlier in the week, that wasn't much of a surprise with the strength of both hitters on these teams. There is a good strike at the top of the zone.
Yeah, and that's usually what you see when the Cardinals face the Cavaliers. It's just always good baseball. It can go either way. When you look at the box score, it does not look like it was close last night. But it's usually always a good battle when these two teams face off.
The 11-3 loss was the largest margin of victory for either team in the last 2 years when it comes to these games. Now, batting center fielder number 8, Michael Thompson.
It'll be Michael Thompson, the center fielder, up to the plate.
But that 8-run deficit between the games have been the largest margin of victory that either team has had against each other in a long time. I mean, the Cardinals last year had an 8-3 victory, but that's not 11-3.
Now it's the Cardinals' second loss of the season. Their first loss came to Riverdale when they played down in Tennessee to start off the season.
And that was the game that you just want to forget about. You should have won that game. You should have been coming in to this series pretty much undefeated, but to have that loss out of conference and to now have the loss in conference to put you back in the right headspace, bring you back down to earth a little bit, especially against this Spalding team. You can't get too egotistical. You can't get too much in your head. You got to focus on each pitch, each batter, each inning, and you have to win each one, and then you'll eventually come out on top against teams like Spalding and John Carroll later in the season.
Yeah, and losses that early in the season, that's really those games that tell you who you are as a team. They really show you what you need to work on, what you do great. And then that really boosted the Cardinals. They went on a 12-game win streak before that loss last night, trying to get back in the winning column.
The Cardinals still hold in first place in the conference at 7-1. Archbishop Spalding at 6-2, so the winner of this will have the advantage throughout the playoffs, and that's a perfect breaking ball from Ryan. Called strike 3 on Thompson, another strikeout for him in this series, and the Cardinals are fired up. The leadoff man Martin is stranded at second, and the Cardinals are going to head into the bottom of the first for the first time this series, down 0.
Welcome back to Towson, Maryland. We're in the bottom first, still scoreless. Drew Kittleberger will lead off for the Cardinals. He was the hero in the first game of the series against the Cavaliers. Walk-off home run to right. Cardinals took that game 5-4.
And the pitcher for the Cavaliers is going to be Cam Hunter. 4-pitch mix, fastball in the mid-80s, and then curveball slider as well. Kittleberger, second pitch swinging, sends this one out, slicing a little bit away from the left fielder, Noah Vassy. But Kittleberger is retired after a quick at-bat.
Yeah, he went out there swinging. That game winner was his second home run of the season. That'll be Anthony Williams up to the plate. First pitch is in for a strike.
Couldn't quite tell if the umpire called that one a strike on the pitch itself, which was a very good slider from Hunter, or if Williams went around. That time the fastball is low and away. Williams had a bit of an off day yesterday at Spalding, but in that first game of the series went 3 for 3 and was only a single shy of the cycle. Had he gotten one more at bat, probably could have hit for the cycle, but Drew Kittleberger had other plans and decided to end the game on his own terms.
Which I think we would have preferred to have it secured.
For sure. The 1-2, Williams goes around after a late call from the umpire, but a strikeout nonetheless for Cam Hunter, so he's been cooking so far in this one.
Yeah, good start for him with not a lot of pitches, which is really what you want to see out of your starting pitcher. Getting through these early innings with as little pitches as possible. Trying to save your good arms for later in the game.
Lindsey off the hands in a 1-pitch at bat. 7-pitch inning for Cam Hunter, so a super quick total first inning here at Carlo Crespino. The boys from Severna Park and the boys from Towson finished that one completely in a solid 13 minutes of daytime. So the end of the first will be scoreless, 0-0 as we head to the top of the second.
Welcome back to Towson, Maryland. Noah Vassy will start off the second inning. Still scoreless so far.
Vassy sends one high into center field, chasing Kittleberger back to the warning track. But he's able to make the grab, so that's a 1 pitch, 1 out for Grayson Ryan.
Looked like he overran it just a little bit, but good job to track it down.
Now batting,
as it will be Caleb Lambert up to the plate now. The DH today.
Vassy got all of that one, hit to the absolute deepest part of the ballpark. On a hotter day, maybe the ball travels a little bit more, but with some parts of the wind and the ball just being a little bit more moisture heavy, the ball's going to be dying a little bit more in the outfield. Lambert sends one, but a good play from Noah Myers over at first base. So a very quick 2 outs here for Grayson Ryan, and this is exactly what the Cardinals wanted out of him.
Yeah, good pitching duel so far.
Now batting first baseman number 10.
That was be Tyler Jones, the first baseman, up to the plate.
Jones has been absolutely killing the ball in this series. He's been one of the best hitters for the Cavaliers all season, but he went 2 for 3 in the first game, and I think about 2 for 4 in the next game. He'll barrel one up, or he'll just fight one off the hands into the opposite field. He's been performing super well, but he's down quickly, and Grayson Ryan strikes him out. Fastball up in the zone, and Ryan had a 6-pitch inning that time. Great job from him to sit down the Cavalier batters. And we are going to be heading to the bottom of the second, still 0-0.
Luke Kreiner will get us started in the bottom of the second. The left fielder, first pitch, outside for ball 1.
Luke Kreiner yesterday got rung up a couple of times on pitches just like that, right off of the plate. Really killed the Cardinals, but this time he's swinging away. This one's going to get out of play onto the practice fields.
1-1 count for Kreiner.
Kreiner had been the leadoff man all year. Excuse me, not the leadoff man, the cleanup hitter all year. The top 4 have stayed the exact same up to this point in the season. That time the umpire calls him on a low fastball from Hunter. That was perfect placement, but Kreiner's been hitting super well up to this point in the season. Takes that fastball away.
Cam Hunter with a good start in this one. Finished the first inning with only 7 pitches thrown.
Luke Kreiner's going to take him to a full count, though. He had a nice base hit through the 3-4 hole in yesterday's game. But and this time gets rung up on another low fastball. Perfectly placed pitch from Cam Hunter, and Luke Kreiner is retired.
That'll be Connor Callahan, the catcher, up to the plate.
Now batting catcher
number 5.
Connor Callahan.
As Cam Hunter is rolling to start this game. That one's high for ball 1.
Connor hit a barreled up a couple of balls to the opposite field. One hit over the yellow line, but not over the fence. This time he also goes the other way, not nearly deep enough. Morrow's going to chase under it and make the grab for the second out of the inning.
That'll be number 33, the DH, Preston Atkinson.
Now batting in designated hitter number 33, Preston Atkinson.
Two outs in the bottom of the second.
Preston Atkinson up for the Cardinals, the senior from right here in Towson, Maryland. Second year on varsity, third year within the Calvert Hall baseball program after transferring in from Parkville High School. Fouls his fastball off from Hunter. Solid two-way, can pitch, but is used mostly for his bat. He's had a couple of big moments at the plate this point in the season, but Hunter makes it 1-2 on him quickly. Gets a call from the watch. Delivers. Preston sends one up near the middle, but Sherlin goes over and makes the play. So another 1-2-3 for the Cardinals here in this one. And now Grayson Ryan's going to come out after another quick break.
Judah Sherlin, the second baseman, start off the third inning.
Last year played a little bit of shortstop when Martin was hurt late in the season. Committed this offseason to Vanderbilt University. Ryan let that one go. That one clearly and obviously slipped out of his hands there. Goes to show the wetness of the ball out here today. Not a very pretty day in Towson, Maryland, after what we had such a nice week to start off the official start of spring. This time finds the grip for the slider, puts it in to even the count up at 1-1.
That one's fouled back. Makes it a 1-2 count.
Sherlin in the first game did not reach base, but then reached base in 3 at-bats in yesterday's contest. The Cavaliers have kept the exact same lineup every single game in this series. The 1-2 poked foul into the parking lot. There goes junior Silas Webb and senior Braden Conley racing each other to get to that foul ball. The defense for the Cardinals the same as it typically is. You have Kreiner, Kittleberger, and Frank is back in right field today. This slider. Just a little bit too outside. And then on the infield at the corners, you have Anthony Williams and Noah Myers, who have been there for most of the season. Then your double play combination is Christian Oliver and Jake Lindsay. Oliver missed a couple of games in the Loyola series due to sickness, but he's been back in this week the whole time. Sherlin now gets under it, pops one up. Lindsay calling for it and makes the grab for the first out.
Yeah, good performance by both pitchers so far.
Now batting shortstop number 1, Braden Martin.
Grayson Ryan used a bit more pitches against Sherlin, but eventually gets the out. Now we're back to the top of the lineup. Braden Martin up to the plate. First pitch in for a strike.
Martin in this series has hit the fastball. He's hit the breaking ball. You don't really know quite what to throw him. You just got to hope that he rolls one over or pops it up, which we've seen a couple of times today in this one. But the count is 1-1 on him. He's going to Greenville, North Carolina for East Carolina University. The Cavaliers really missed him late in the season and in the playoffs when he was injured. There's a good pitch from Ryan. Crosses at the knees.
2-2 count here.
That slider just outside. I was kind of hoping that was going to be a strike, Nick.
Weren't we all?
But now the payoff pitch to Martin. Bloops one. Oliver giving chase. Makes the run and grab. Gets Martin to pop it up, like I said. And that's the second out of this inning. And that's an absolutely huge out for the Cardinals and Grayson Ryan.
Yeah, Martin's always a tough out. It's great when you can get him back to the dugout. I'll be the third baseman, Anthony Bodino, up to the plate.
There's a first pitch strike from Ryan. That's going to be crucial for him in this one, working ahead of the count. Then making the Cavaliers pitchers guess on what pitch out of his deep arsenal will be coming next. Back-to-back sliders. That one's outside.
Bandino struck out in his first at-bat. Nice face with a 2-1 count. That one's low for ball 3.
The breaking ball is a little bit harder to grip when the ball is wet, especially when it keeps hitting the turf, as it is slick right now. But Dio fouls this one into the parking lot, and it hit a tree. Luckily, no cars were damaged in the foul ball by Badillo. The count runs full on him. Grayson just looking for one more strike to get out of this one. But that curveball is high instead. Misses for ball 4. So Badillo gets on for the first time today. He's going to bring up MJ Marl to the plate. Coach Schwartz offering to wipe the balls off with the towel.
It'll be Cruz Luna coming up.
Now batting catcher number 7, Cruz Luna. Excuse me, yes. Luna is up to the plate. Morrow will be on deck. Ryan checking on Badillo, who has very good speed.
Checks on him one more time. Gets back in safely.
Badillo has a stolen base in the series. Checking on him again. This time was the closest of the 3 attempts.
Yeah, you want to keep him as close as possible when he has such great speed like he does.
We do have a batter to worry about, and that's the catcher, Luna. That breaking ball is high. That fastball is yanked low for a ball. Ryan starting to lose a little bit of his momentum that he had from the first and second innings.
Yeah, used very few pitches in the first and second inning. That one outside, I believe, for a ball.
That's been called a strike almost the whole series so far. Luna yesterday went 1 for 2 at the dish with 2 walks. Called there for a strike. So now the count goes to 3-1. Still very much a hitter's count. Ryan has to be very careful to what he's going to throw Luna.
And Ryan has been good with these unfavorable counts so far. We saw a few in the first, but he came back from most of them. Threw a strike when it was 3-0. Makes it a 3-1 count.
So 3-1 to Luna with Badillo going. Is popped up. Still going to be in play. No, it is not. So that's going to go foul, but a good pitch there. And Badillo's going to have to go back to first.
Will become a full count.
The Cavaliers yesterday had 14 hits. Everyone except one batter in the lineup. Badillo going again with 3-2, but instead it's going to be ball 4 for Luna, so he draws another walk in this series. And now there's 2 runners on for MJ Morrill.
MJ Morrill.
Number 4, MJ Morrill. There's going to be a courtesy runner for the catcher. It's going to be number 18, Amani Ukidadi.
Yeah, not the best situation for the Cavaliers, but you always can score when you have great speed in scoring position, even if there is 2 outs.
Morrill just looking for a base hit. Instead sees a slider go across the plate for strike 1. But 14 hits yesterday and 5 walks issued by the Cardinals pitchers led to 19 base runners, and 11 of which had scored. And you're always going to win games when you get those extra base runners. And you can capitalize. There are multiple sacrifice flies, home run from Noah Vasey, and just line up from top to bottom. There was no easy out in yesterday's game.
It's always a tough challenge when you play a team as caliber as Spalding is. Has been one of the best Maryland baseball programs.
Even in the first game of the series, the Cavaliers out-hit the guys. Noah Myers scoops it up right off the turf and gets the out over at first. So Morrill is retired. 2 runners stranded for the Cavaliers, and the Cardinals escape the 3rd inning, and it's still scoreless here at Carlo Crispino. 44, Noah Myers.
Noah Myers will get the bottom of third started. Cam Hunter, currently uncommitted, has been great so far in this one. That one is low for ball one.
Myers chops one over to Badillo, lets it come to him, skips the throw. But Myers will be retired regardless. Just beat it out.
Yeah, tough play to make on the bounce, but able to get a hand on it, makes the play. Now it is Ethan Frank, the right fielder, up to the plate. One out here. So that one is in for a strike. Second pitch, also in for a strike, makes it an 0-2 count.
The 0-2. That slider is high. Hunter not an overpowering pitcher, but will make the pitches where they need to be, inducing the weak contact behind the strong Cavaliers defense. That slider well outside the zone, though.
1-2 count here for Frank.
And he laces a line drive to the opposite field for the first base runner, and the perfect game opportunity for Hunter is now gone.
Yeah, just got a hold of that one, put it in the right spot, and it's awarded with a hit. Now it's Christian Oliver, the shortstop, up to the plate.
Oliver has been swinging it well in this series, has a couple of base hits as well as a couple of barrel balls that just a little unlucky. 9-hole hitter with good speed. Will act as a second leadoff. Very good guy to have, especially in situations where you might want to bunt and get the batter and get the runner over. Oliver, very good bunter. Plus has elite speed. So quick on the base paths. Sometimes that does get him into trouble. Being picked off a couple of times, but now on 2-0, swinging away, it's going to be fouled off and onto the practice fields.
Yeah, and as you were saying before, pitchers love to check back on him when he has that speed. 2-1 count here. Checks back on Frank. He's back in safely.
Christian Oliver's gotten on 2 times this series via a walk and via a hit in yesterday's game. Shows bunt again, but pulls back as the count goes to 3-1. Hunter loves to put on the outside part of the plate for all hitters, trying to make them roll over, induce the weak contact. Checking back over on Frank.
Yeah, good speed on first. So he will check back on him often. That one is high.
Oliver draws another walk. Good job, good at bat from him. And now it's going to bring it up to the top of the lineup where Drew Kittleberger will be hitting again.
Yeah, good opportunity for the Cardinals here. Kittleberger, ton of power.
Kittleberger.
As said before, he hit the walk-off to right. First game of the series. Now with a good opportunity here. With good speed in scoring position. So that one is fouled back.
Kittleberger's got two opposite types of at-bats. He's either swinging early and will be making contact and getting things started off, or he'll take a very long at-bat, get the pitcher's arm a little bit more tired. This time, he sends one into right field. Coach Jadot is going to put the stop sign on Frank, but the bases are loaded for Anthony Williams. Good piece of hitting there from Drew Kittleberger. Just laced one in to right field. And this is a very dangerous situation. And the pitching coach for Spalding is going to come in and talk to Cam Hunter and the Cavaliers defense to talk strategy before the most powerful and most dangerous hitter in the Cardinals lineup comes up to bat.
Yeah, one of the more versatile players on this Cavalier team, Anthony Williams. You can put him almost anywhere. Now he'll face Cam Hunter, who started off the game very good. This is the toughest situation by far he has faced yet, though. Let's see how or if he can recover.
Yeah, after getting that quick first out of Myers, he let up 2 hits and a walk, and now Cardinals looking to do some damage.
Now batting, third baseman, number 1, Anthony Williams.
Anthony Williams, the Duke commit, now up to the plate. The great opportunity. So that one is a ball.
Williams cranked a home run to left field. His first time up. He's swinging here just a little bit early. Fouled off.
1-1 count here. Anything to the outfield will most likely bring in at least one, and there's something there.
Slicing down. Morrow makes the grab. Frank trying to take the lead, and he does. Sacrifice fly for Anthony Williams. Good speed on the base paths. Oliver gets to third base, and Frank scores on the sac fly.
Yeah, I had it written down as one of my keys to victory for the Cardinals is that they need to strike early. And they do here. They strike first. Still a runner on first. A runner on third. So that'll be Jake Lindsey, the second baseman. That one's in for a strike.
Lindsey leads the team in hits this season. Had one yesterday off the base of the wall. Counted as a single, but it was a great throw from Morrow to get him out. Wynn trying to reach it into a double, but he's down now 0-2 here. He's absolutely been destroying the baseball. But the 0-2 from Hunter gets him swinging. Lindsey goes down on strikes. And Hunter gets out of it, but not before the sacrifice fly from Anthony Williams. And that's the first rough patch that either pitcher have seen in this one. Cardinals leading it 1-0 as we head to the top of the fourth. We are moving here in Towson, Maryland.
Michael Thompson, the center fielder.
He does not like hitting here at Carlo Crispino Stadium. Has 4 strikeouts to his name when playing here. But then when he goes back home, really swinging it well there. Got on base a couple of times, drove in a couple of runs in that 11-3 victory. This game is, if you thought that the first game and the second game were exact opposites, this game's the exact opposite of both of those games. Not a lot of big time scoring plays for either teams. Much better pitching performance. And the weather has not been helpful in this one as well.
Yeah, and that's how these games go when these two teams face off. You never know what's going to happen.
Another strikeout for Ryan. Beautiful breaking ball in there. Got Thompson chasing, and that's the first out. Huge out for the Cardinals here in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, Grayson Ryan, just a good start. He's just been rolling so far. Good pitch there. It's in for strike 1.
This time he yanked that fastball away. Grayson Ryan in the last game topped out at, I believe, 87 miles per hour. That was his highest mark of the season so far. You'll really see those pitchers get to those top speeds late in the season. But Ryan also does throw harder later in the games. Like that 87 came in his last inning of work against Loyola. He threw well in that game before John Ellerman came in and cleaned it up.
That one is in for a ball. Full count here. 1 out in the top of the 4th. If you're just tuning in. It's 1-0. 1-0, sorry.
Varsity draws the walk. That slider just outside. Looked like perfect placement from Ryan, but umpire thought otherwise. So now it's going to bring up Caleb Lambert up to the plate. Now batting designated hitter number 30, Caleb Lambert.
Lambert, the designated hitter in this one.
Been the designated hitter for most of the Spalding games this season. Takes a good fastball there from Ryan in for a strike right at the bottom of the zone. Lambert and Jones in the first game were really all the offense that the Cavaliers had. They had the majority of those 8 hits. Vassy with a big lead off of first. Ryan goes over and checks on him. But yeah, these guys batting 7th and 8th in the lineup, and it just goes to show how deep this Cavaliers team is. Lambert sends one well foul. So the count is now 0-2. Well, the Cardinals pitching was ready in the first game. Hunter Dunst went solid 4 innings of work with 6 strikeouts. Let up all the runs. Calls strike 3 again. Another good strikeout. Another good breaking ball for Grayson Ryan. And Lambert is just going to go straight back to the dugout. Now batting first base.
Yeah, Grayson Ryan continues his good game. Tyler Jones, the first baseman, up to the plate.
Yeah, as I was saying, Hunter Dunst with 6 strikeouts in his performance on Monday. And Cole Kantorski came in relief 3 innings, another 4 strikeouts on top of that. It's not very often that you'll see The Cavaliers have 10 strikeouts in a game. But the Cardinals pitching figured them out on Monday. Yesterday, lots of weak contact, and then the bats really got hot for the Cavaliers. And the Cardinals couldn't quite measure up to that task. But then today, it's been an absolute great pitching duel. Ryan so far winning it against him and Cam Hunter. Varsity going. Connor throws down. Varsity almost slid over the bag with the slick turf due to the rain, but is in there safely. So that's going to be a stolen base for Noah Varsity. Now there's a runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
This Cavalry team started off MIAA play strong, sweeping Curly, and then sweeping the team you always want to sweep, the Loyola Dons. Only loss in conference was last night.
And the Spalding team, they lost one of their first. They lost their Wednesday game against Gilman, and then swept McDonough the next week. So they came into this series 5-1, and then dropped to 5-2 after the Monday game. Got another win up in their column. Ryan thought he had a perfectly painted fastball. His velocity has stayed good this whole game. The 2-2 to Jones. Just fouled. So Jones stays alive.
Yeah, great job fighting that one off. Looked like he barely just got a hold of it. He'll stay alive. 2-2 count.
The 2-2 again will have to wait as Ryan steps off. Just checking on Vassy over there on second base. Jones in yesterday's game went 2 for 4 at the plate with 2 RBIs. The 2-2 now. Slider, great stop from Callahan. This has really been his series. He's been doing an almost perfect job behind the plate, keeping balls in front and stopping the Cavaliers base runners from getting an extra 90. So the 3-2, big strikeout. Grayson Ryan is pumped up coming off the mound. Have a great birthday, kid. And he keeps the Cavaliers scoreless through 4. Cardinals coming up to bat now here.
If you're just tuning in, it's 1-0. We're in the bottom of the 4th. The one run in this game came off of an Anthony Williams sack fly. That'll be Luke Kreiner up to the plate.
Good change up there from Hunter. Got Kreiner out in front. Kreiner's not going to be able to stay out for long. Just 0 for 1 at the plate, but he's gotten on base in almost every single one of the Cardinals games this year through all 16 games. Kreiner trying to show bunt, but another changeup from Hunter that just got under the bat. So the count's now 2-2, and bunt is now out of play.
Two count here on Swung.
Hits
Third.
it to Badillo. Got to make the strong throw. Just beats out Kreiner by a step. So Kreiner is retired for the second time in this one, but it's going to bring up Connor Callahan, who you want up in this series.
Yeah, Connor Callahan just has been great in the win over Spalding and even in the loss.
Now batting,
He has just
catcher
been
number 5,
very
Connor
consistent.
Callahan.
1 out.
Sends one up the middle. Martin on the run, makes the play. Great play there from the shortstop, Braden Martin to get Connor Callahan out, and another quick inning in the works for Cam Hunter.
Yeah, Cam Hunter went through a little bit of a rough patch last inning. Faced bases loaded.
Now batting,
1
designated
run
hitter
got
number
in,
33,
but he was able to
Preston
close it out,
Atkinson.
managing the damage, only allowing 1 in. Now Preston Atkinson is up to the plate, the designated hitter.
Hunter gave a couple of shakes of his head, looking at the watch. Now he's got the pitch. Preston Atkinson called time, though, but now he's ready to deliver. That curveball is down low for ball 1. Swing, but well ahead. Chops it foul right in front of the Spalding dugout. Both teams are going to be rocking with their starting pitchers in this one, and I mean, as they should. Been a stellar performance for both of the guys. This time, Atkinson breaks his bats right back up the middle. And that's the second broken bat of the Cardinals this season on this turf. Atkinson can only laugh, but Hunter gets out of it and narrowly escapes the ball right back in front of him, but a very quick inning and another good one from Hunter. So now Grayson Ryan's going to go out trying to complete his 5th inning of work. We're through 4 in just about an hour's time here at Carlo Crispino Stadium. Cardinals still leading 1-0. Yeah, Anthony. I don't remember who it was. It was Anthony Williams. It's going to be 9-1-2 due up here in the top of the 5th inning for the Cavaliers out of Severna Park, Maryland, who I know hit some traffic on the way up here. They got here a little bit later than they truly wanted. And you know how I know, Nick?
How do you know?
Because I was stuck in the same traffic. Coming up from the same spot. 695 was a little bit rough today with the weather. Callahan's just going to let this one go over the grandstand And Ryan is up ahead 0-2 on Sherlin. It looks like Coach Kerr sent Ethan Noyes down into the bullpen to start getting warmed up. The 0-2. Sherlin fouls it back again. Noyes was warming up in yesterday's game, but never got the opportunity to pitch, so he will be the first reliever out of the pen in today's matchup. Sherlin hits this one right under the diving Williams, and he reaches base for the dangerous Braden Martin to follow up.
Yes, put it in the right spot there. He'll get the first. Now back to the top of the lineup. Braden Martin. Believe he grounded out his last at bat.
Showing bunt, but fouls it back. Martin in his last at bat popped up to the shortstop, Oliver. In his first at bat, he walked. And the walk in the first at bat, I think it was just a couple of early game jitters for Ryan, which he does end up working through in every single game, but it takes him a couple of batters to get settled down and deliver the good pitches for strikes.
And he definitely has not looked back since that first at-bat. 1-1 count here. Checks back on the runner. Good speed on first.
And that hit from Sherlin was Grayson Ryan's first hit allowed in the game. But he does have 5 walks to his name, which is not where you want to be. He's currently at 84 pitches, 46 of which are for strikes, so over the 50% threshold. But just a couple too many out of the zone, giving up free base runners, but the Cavaliers have not been able to do anything with it so far today in this one, at least.
Yeah, but these walks are sort of spread out, and he's done a good job of recovering when he has walked these batters.
Yeah, you're correct. He still has 7 strikeouts, though, so that's a very good number, especially against this Cavaliers lineup. 4 pitches, 1 hit, 5 walks, 7 strikeouts is his stat line. 85 pitches, so I would have to assume that this would be his last inning, just to preserve his arm. Called strike 2 on Martin. He doesn't like it. Martin rarely does he ever chase out of the zone. He'll swing at strikes and leave the balls away. He'll make contact every time. Sherlin's going. This is going to be a tough play. Oliver's got a charge. Makes the play. Gets the out. Second consecutive time that Oliver has been the putout of Martin. But Sherlin advances to second base for Anthony Badillo. It's still only 1 out in this inning.
Yeah, good opportunity for the Cavaliers. You have good speed in scoring position. And Badino up to the plate.
Ryan delivers a first pitch slider for a strike. That's been his go-to first pitch for most of these guys. Badillo does have a walk in his last at-bat. Ryan checks, spins around, and doesn't do anything with the ball, just steps off. Checking on Sherlin, who has solid speed over on second base. A base hit to the outfield will definitely easily score him. But Ryan hoping to not give up his second hit of the day to Badillo right here. Keep the Cavaliers where they're at. That time yanked. Wind looks like it's been picking up a little on the field right now. Moving from our right to left.
Yeah, and this will most likely be Ryan's last inning of work. So I'm sure he would like to finish today with nothing allowed. So 1-2 count.
He's working ahead here on Badillo. Sherlin dancing over on second. Does this a lot. He dances, but doesn't actually end up taking that big of a secondary lead. Just can't get in the head of Ryan. He's got to focus on Badillo, who's at bat. Fastball's yanked. Callahan got to it quickly. Sherlin was about 45 feet away from either base there, but decides to make his way back to second.
Yeah, but good decision making by Sherlin to hold up.
Another good block from Callahan. Count goes full. This is a huge critical at bat here in the top of the fifth. And that's another walk for Badillo, his second of the game. So Coach Kevin Ryan is going to go check on his son Grayson. Noyes doesn't need that much more time to warm up, but Coach Kerr and Coach Ryan are both confident in their guy to get out of this jam. Double play still in effect. You have Cruz Luna coming up next. You're still working with a 1-0 lead. But Nick, that was Grayson's 6th walk of the game.
Yeah, it's always an issue. And you also look at his strikeouts, and he has great numbers, but it does not make up. It puts the Cavaliers in a strong position. Cruz Luna.
I mean, to have 7 strikeouts through 4 1/3 is obviously great, but to have 6 walks on top of that, that's not ideal.
And it puts him probably one of the toughest positions he's been in all day. One out with 2 runners with good speed.
You have the faster guy trailing Sherlin. Another good fastball there. Grayson Ryan likes to call it when he Bob Rosses it, when he perfectly paints it on the corner of the plate. That was a good Bob Ross impression there from Ryan. So now he's ahead of Luna. And all these at-bats and late-game moments when it's a one-score game or a one-run game are absolutely critical. Grounds one up. Oliver makes the play, but Dio slides in safely. Great job by Badillo to get in there right before the flip of Oliver, but that was an absolute great play to keep that from getting into the outfield and preserving a run.
Pitch runner will come in for Luna.
So now you have Morrill up at the plate with the bases loaded and 1 out. Corners up. Middle infield back.
There's a pitch runner at first to get even more speed.
Morrill just loops one in. Not a full swing in the slightest, just looped it in, put it where it needed to be, and that's going to score Sherlin in from second, and that's going to be all for Grayson Ryan. On his birthday, pitched so well. But the extra base runner's given up. He's upset at himself a little, but nothing to hang your head at all. Only one run allowed. Had perfect damage control throughout this whole game so far. And now it's going to be Ethan Noyes, who comes in as the first reliever. And he will inherit all three runners, who will all be under Grayson Ryan's, name. And he'll be trying to come in and limit the damage here done. He'll have Michael Thompson and Noah Vassy up next, unless he can get a double play at some point. That would be absolutely huge, but for the Cardinals, just to get out of the top of the fifth with only one run allowed would be the biggest point in their season up to this date, and it's all going to be on the junior arm of Ethan Noyes, who lives just about 15 minutes away from Archbishop Spalding High School, but decided to make the drive and play under Coach Kerr here at Calvert Hall.
And Caleb, the expression I hear a ton in sports when the game gets tied up is that we're starting over. But even if you can say that, but I feel like this is definitely a handicap for the Cardinals. As Noyes will be faced, bases loaded.
New pitcher for the Cardinals, number 23, Ethan Noyes.
So it'll be one out, bases loaded. Good speed on both bases in scoring position, but a brand new arm on the mound. And it will be Michael Thompson with a chance to take the lead for the Cavaliers.
Thompson is going to be seeing a lot of sliders in this at-bat. He has not proved to the Cardinals pitching staff that he can hit the off-speed pitch, especially here at Calvert Hall. So I expect a lot of breaking balls from Noyes into Thompson. That time it's a fastball, yanked outside. What you absolutely don't want to do is walk in a run here. You should want to leave it as is. There's a good pitch there from Noyes, as you're saying, Nick.
I was going to say the exact same thing as you, actually, so. The 2-1.
Another perfect fastball dotted on the outside part of the plate, so the count's back to 2-2 on Thompson. I would be anticipating a breaking ball here. Thompson calls timeout.
Yeah, huge opportunity for the Cavaliers.
The 2-2 from Noyes. Got him swinging. Michael Thompson strikes out once again, and the Cardinals are now just one out away from getting out of this jam.
And that's a big strikeout for Noyes.
Left fielder number 2, Noah Vassy.
as Noah Vassy, who has just been great in this series. This is who the Cavaliers want up to the plate in this situation. You need to stay dialed in and get this last out. He swings past that one for strike one.
Very high leverage situation for Noyes. Vassy hit a long home run to left center field in yesterday's game. It's down 0-1 to Noyes, which is where he wants to be. And that slider gets away. Connor Callahan can't block it. And that's going to be a wild pitch that scores Badillo over from third. And that's how the Cavaliers take the 2-1 lead here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. And the Cavaliers dugout's now a little bit more into it. Cardinals dugout a little bit more quiet. Vassy's still up. All runners advance to the extra 90.
Yeah, definitely not what you wanted, but you can't let it rattle you too much. As you still have 2 runners in scoring position, you need to get this last out.
Vassy sees that slider high. A 2-1 to Vassy. Perfect fastball. It's almost like a sinker. He has good movement on that. Trying to induce like weaker contact off the bat. Gets it out of the way of the barrel. This time the slider's fouled off. But the count is again 2-2 on Vassy. One more strike, and the Cardinals are still very much in this game.
Yeah, right now you're just trying to play damage control. But as you said, the Cardinals are still in this game. You just need to get this last out. We have full count for Vassy.
The payoff pitch from Noyes. The 3-2. Got him swinging. Absolutely huge 2 strikeouts there from Ethan Noyes. And they get out of it. Still, 2 runners eventually score for the Cavaliers. But it's only a 1-run game as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Cardinals still in this one. And they are now going to have to start digging into the pitch count of Cam Hunter.
Two-one game here if you're just tuning in. Cardinals run came off a sac fly from Anthony Williams in the 3rd. Cavaliers scored their 2 in the top of the 5th.
It was a base hit by MJ Marl and then a wild pitch issued by Noyes. Myers takes that first pitch for a strike. but sees the exact same pitch down low now for a ball. So the count's 1-1 on him. He's looking for a big moment here, just a big swing, get some momentum on the Cardinals' side. The 1-1 from Hunter. This one hit into center, but it's going to stay up for Thompson, who makes the out.
Good start in this inning by Cam Hunter. He's been getting a lot of quick outs so far.
Number 7, Ethan Frank.
He went through kind of a tough stretch, used a ton of pitches in the third and the fourth. So far, getting back on track with these quick outs.
That's a slider, called for a strike there on Frank to get this one started for him. Swings through that one, so he's down 0-2 quickly to Hunter. And other than the third inning, he's been absolutely dealing for the Cavaliers. This time, third straight breaking ball goes outside. So the 1-2 to Frank. He pops this one up. Sherlin giving away from Morrow, who makes the grab. So 2 quick outs again for Cam Hunter. And the Cardinals need to have a couple of good at-bats in a row here to get him a little bit more rattled.
Yeah, Cam Hunter just looks calm at the plate. Kind of how he has played the whole game. Even when he was in that tough position in the third, he stayed calm and got the damage control, only allowing one. That one's outside for ball 1.
I really like Christian Oliver's second walk-up song, Candy by Robbie Williams. That's such a good walk-up song for him. He's always had good walk-up songs at his time at Calvert Hall. This time, fouls it off himself in the box. So that's going to be a foul. Ball evens to count up at 1-1. Hunter right now, through 4 2/3 innings, is at 57 pitches, 36 of which have been for strikes. And there's another one. Slow ground ball. Martin, though, makes the play on the run. Oliver is retired. So another 1-2-3 for the Cardinals. And that's not what they needed there. But we're going to head to the top of the 6th. Ethan Noyes is going to come out after 2 huge strikeouts in the top of the 5th. His day will continue to go. And it looks like they might have the senior John Ellerman in the bullpen warming up to come in for relief eventually for Noyes. But they're going to need to keep the Cavaliers where they're at right now if they want to have a chance to take the series. Leading off for the Cavaliers.
Welcome back.
Hitter number 30, Caleb Lambert.
The designated hitter, Caleb Lambert, start the 6th inning. 2-1 is our score.
We finished 5 innings in about an hour and a half here in Towson, Maryland. That fastball is skipped and gets all the way to the backstop. But no harm with no runners on. Lambert, the big designated hitter. Been the DH in every single game this series. Oliver moving to his left, makes the throw on the run. So a quick out there for Noyes, and Lambert is retired. Now it's going to bring up Tyler Jones up to the plate, who's been the Cardinal killer so far in this series. Now batting first baseman Tyler Jones.
Tyler Jones, as you said before, Caleb, has just been great in this series.
He sees a fastball in there for a strike. Noyes really heavy on his two pitches, fastball and slider, but can move both really well. This time the slider is a little bit too wild. Umpire offering a new ball.
These are some crucial outs that you need to get if you want to keep this game manageable. That pitch is inside, ball 2.
I don't know quite where that one missed, Nick. I thought that was perfectly on the corner of the plate, but maybe it's just a little bit too inside. Cardinals have been used to seeing that one be called a strike as well in the last couple of games. Umpires in this league have a pretty wide strike zone. Helps out the pitchers a lot, though. Okay, this time Jones grounds it to Williams. Williams makes the play on the run, and Jones is retired. 2 weak ground balls induced by Noyes, and now it's going to bring up Judah Sherlin, the 9-hole hitter, up to the plate. Now batting second baseman number 9, Judah Sherlin. Noyes has been really good when after coming in for relief for Grayson Ryan. Did let up the one on the wild pitch, but other than that, no blemishes to his name. 2 strikeouts and 2 weak ground balls for his 4 total outs. He's through an inning and a third in total for his day. That fastball, that one was missed.
2-0 count here.
Noyes was called up at the end of the season last year to be in the playoffs after being one of JV's best players for the last 2 years. Came in officially as a returner this season. And he's coming in some high leverage situations. Been one of the more trusted relievers. Him and John Ellerman have been super helpful for Coach Kerr and Coach Kevin's arms, and dang, Big Red.
Yeah, and he has had a good game so far, besides the wild pitch that led him the one. Good inning of work also. Looking for that last strike.
The 2-2 to Sherlin. That last strike is going to have to wait at least one more pitch. That fastball was high. Sherlin off the hands a little, but Kreiner gives chase and makes the play. So good inning there from Ethan Noyes. Got the bottom of the order out and retired in order. And the Cardinals are now going to have to do a little bit of work on offense heading into the bottom of the 6th. Still down 2-1.
Cardinals, center fielder,
Welcome back
number
to
11,
Towson,
Drew
Maryland.
Kittleberger.
2-1 game here in the bottom of the sixth. But this is these are the batters that you want. If you're the Cardinals, you're 1, 2, 3. Kittleberger, Williams, then Lindsey. We Drew Kittleberger start us off.
Kittleberger sees that first pitch fastball, low and away for a strike. Nick, that was Cam Hunter's 59th pitch of the game through 5 and 1 pitch of the 6th inning.
Yeah, he has one durable arm. It helps that he started off the inning with I believe, a 7-pitch inning. And the following second inning, he didn't use many pitches either. So he stays in this one and goes to work on the Cardinals.
Kittleberger fouls that one straight back. Count goes to 1-2. Yeah, the Cardinals have not had many long at-bats in this one. Only a couple of times have they gotten to a full count, but they've seen pitches that they like, but not the contact that they want. And Cam Hunter's been taking advantage. Only 3 strikeouts on the day, though, but lots of weak contact and only 2 hits allowed in this game so far.
It's a good day at the office for Cam Hunter.
Kittleberger calls time. In the first game on Monday, he was not having a good day until his final at-bat when he walked them off. This time, swings through that changeup. Cruz Luna puts an aggressive tag on Kittleberger, who looked like he was going to give himself up anyway, but that is the strikeout is completed, and there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, that was a John Jones type tag by Luna.
Now batting, third baseman, number
Yeah.
1, Anthony Williams.
One of the best bats on this Cardinal team, Anthony Williams, the third baseman. Quick pitch.
There he goes. Grounds 1 out to Martin. Just rolled that one over. For the Cardinals, that's been the theme of the day, just rolling those balls over to Badillo and Martin on the left side of the infield, and Jake Lindsey now is going to be the one to try and lead things off.
Now batting, second baseman, number 3, Jake Lindsey.
Lindsey goes high, the 1-run advantage heading to the 7th inning.
Braden Martin will lead off the possible final inning.
Yeah, Cardinals hoping to extend this one. Martin grounds one right to Meyer, so 1 pitch, 1 out. Martin never even dropped his bat. Good job from Noyes. And that's something that the Cardinals will take every single day of the week and twice on Sundays. Now batting third baseman number 3, Anthony Badillo.
The Cardinals just need to keep this game manageable and let your bats try to win it.
It looks like Coach Kerr is making another call to the bullpen. They're going to call Cole Kantorski. Monday savior Badillo goes swinging at a high fastball. He comes up a little limpy. That was such an odd swing.
Almost swung out of his shoes.
Looks like he's favoring his right leg. I mean, he swung at that fastball. There wasn't much to that fastball other than that it was up in the zone. He like half swung and tried to use his momentum to stop, and I guess it just hurt him a little bit. But he's regardless down 0-2 to Noyes. The pitchers combined in this one between Ryan, Noyes, and Hunter have only allowed 5 hits. Badillo pops this one up. Kreiner's going to have to come in. Oliver calling for it. Makes the grab. So another catch for Christian Oliver in this one. And the top of the lineup getting shut down pretty well by Ethan Noyes right now.
Yeah. Good work by Ethan Noyes. Trying to keep this game manageable.
Luna hoping to be another base runner here. Chops this one straight up. Going to be a tough play for Oliver. And it is. Luna just beats that one out. It hit off the glove of Noyes. Christian Oliver had to make the running adjustment to it. Made a strong throw, but Luna just barely beat that one out. And now they're going to change their courtesy runner.
I initially thought he was out at first, but good speed by the catcher.
Now batting right fielder number 4, MJ Marl.
MJ Marl, the right fielder, trying to extend this lead.
Marl, a strikeout victim in this one. Marl on the day 0 for 2, but he does have a walk as well as a strikeout plus a ground ball to Christian Oliver in this one. He's doing a quick pickoff move on Roca, the new courtesy runner for the catcher Luna. Noyes just trying to keep the Cavaliers where they're at right now. All the pitchers have been absolutely dealing in this one. Very quick ball game here. Marl sends that one foul into the parking lot. It lands in between 2 cars, but then ricochets off both of the cars that it hit.
I feel like they need to start putting signs that say, "Do not park here during games."
They do, Nick.
Oh,
they say,
yes, they-
warning, flying baseballs in this area. Park at your own risk.
Then maybe they should add a few more.
Maybe just put a spot in every single parking spot being like, you have a chance of having a cracked windshield on this day. That was a slider from Noyes. And for a ball, Cardinals thought that they picked off Roca over at first. That one was very close. Picking him off again. This time Myers drops the ball over at first base.
Good speed, trying to keep him close to the bag.
Noyes trying to just get through one more batter. Keep this lead at 1. Marl sends this one high, also slicing away. That one lands in the grassy area, so away from cars that time, but the count goes to 1-2 on Marl, who is just a sophomore, batting cleanup for the Archbishop Spalding Cavaliers. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the next couple of years down at Severna Park. Coach Joe Palumbo just does such a great job of recruiting kids to come. Really has such a good D1 pipeline. Carroll trying to get back to that spot at the top, dethrone Spalding as the premier team in the state. Both of these teams have been battling the last couple of years for that title, but Spalding's just been coming out on top in the championship games. Last year, these teams faced in the semifinal matchup before the championship, where Calvert Hall eventually defeated Spalding in 2 games and then were to lose to John Carroll. So this is going to be a long throw from Williams, but he just bounces it, never quite got enough on the throw. So that's an infield single for MJ Morrow. First hit of the day, second time on, but now it's going to be a pinch hitter here for Thompson, who's been struggling at the plate today. It's going to be number 21, James Worrell, batting for the Thompson, who has 2 strikeouts on the day so far. Now batting number 21, James Worrell.
Worrell was taking practice swings, I believe, last inning. They'll use him here. 1 runner in scoring position, trying to expand this lead.
This is Worrell's first at-bat in the series. First pitch he sees is a fastball, perfectly placed for strike 1. 2 runners on for the first time since the 5th inning. Spalding have had more base runners in this game, just have not been able to do much with it. Oliver gonna make the play, go to second, and he misses the throw. The throw gets by, and now the ball's just going everywhere. Worrell's gonna make it to second base as Frank's throw from the outfield trying to get Morrow, trying to get the runner out at home. That was just very sloppy defense. First time we've seen that truly all year from the Cardinals. Oliver made the rush throw over to second base, too far out of the reach of Lindsey. And now Noah Vassey's going to come up with 2 runners in scoring position and now a bigger lead.
And what could have went wrong for the Cardinals.
Left fielder number 2, Noah Vassey.
Now down by 2. Just need to get out of this inning and then hope that your bats can rally, either win it or send it to extras. Noah Vassey, who has been great in this series, will be a pitch runner.
Thompson's going to come back on as the runner for Worrell. Very confusing sequence of events that just partake in the 7th inning. Cardinals just have to flush that all down. Good fastball. Vassey checked his swing. Coach Kerr asking for an appeal. Was not correct. Vassey now sends one into left field. Kreiner makes the diving attempt and it gets behind him. Vassey's going to be looking to go 3. Kittleberger picks it up. There's going to be a relay to third. And Vassey's in with a triple. Cavaliers going crazy right now. I'm speechless, Nick.
Yeah, 2 outs.
Now batting designated hitter number 30, Caleb Lambert.
2 outs, you just need to get out of it. Instead, you let up 3 more. But now you just gotta Get out of it. You can't throw the game away yet.
For Kreiner out in left field, he makes those plays all the time. The ball just died a little bit quicker than usual due to the weather, and that just got right under his glove, went all the way to the wall. Kittleberger did a good job getting there, but Vassy was just under the tag from Williams over at third. Lambert now pops this one up, but this one's going to go out of play. So Ethan's ahead of Lambert. 0-2.
One, two count here.
Lambert sends one. It's cutting away, but Kittleberger there tracks it down for the third out. Noyes did not get a lot of help from his defense there. He did a very good job of pitching, finishing this one up. But the Cardinals now have a lot more work to do. Heading into the seventh, it was 2-1. Going into the bottom now, 5-1. Cardinals looking for more against Cam Hunter, who has been virtually unhittable. Cardinals need to find some magic here in the home half of the seventh, looking for a second walk-off of the week against the Spalding Cavaliers.
Bottom of the seventh, 5-1.
Left fielder, number 12, Luke
Cardinals
Reiner.
started the seventh with a manageable comeback, 2-1. But now they're in desperate need for a rally. On the other side is Cam Hunter, who apparently needs no relief. He's back in for his seventh inning of work.
This time he spikes a fastball in. Luna kept it in front well. Kreiner looking just to get on, just be a base runner with his speed. He is so dangerous. Takes a big swing out of that one. A little bit ahead of that pitch. So the count is 1-2 on Luke. A future Penn West Vulcan. Tough play for Martin coming up, but makes a strong throw, and Kreiner is retired.
Now to the plate is Connor Callahan. It's been good this series. In desperate need here. One out.
Number 5, Connor Callahan.
A win for the Cavaliers would move on to first in the MIAA and most likely first in the entire state of Maryland.
Yeah, these two teams, if the Spalding Cavaliers were to come out victorious in this one, would probably just flip in the Maryland state rankings. But with John Carroll losing in yesterday's game to Loyola Blakefield, I believe they would still be number one in the conference with only one loss compared to Spalding and Calvert Hall's 2 losses. Connor puts one on a rope, but straight to Michael Thompson out in center field, and it's going to be up to Preston Atkinson to start things off in a 2-out rally for the Cardinals.
Now batting, designated hitter, number 33,
Cam Hunter.
Preston Atkinson.
Searching for that final out.
Preston with the Cadex in his hand now after his goods, after he end capped it and just blew off the bat. He sees strike 2, maybe a little outside, but it's been about 50-50 today on those pitches, so the Cardinals are down to their last strike already in this one. Preston Atkinson sees the first ball. They've made the change. They're going to add Cole Kantorski to on deck. He's going to be replacing Noah Myers. Atkinson fouls it off straight into the Cardinals dugout. Just looking to stay alive, looking to do something for this offense. The 1-2 is grounded over to the first baseman, Jones. And the Spalding Cavaliers have upset the Cardinals and taken the series in 2-1. And they will be the new number 1 team in the state of Maryland. The Thursday shaking of hands after the series has ended. Cardinals, tough loss the last 2 days, but they're going to have to flush it as they have to travel to McDonough School in next week's series over spring break. Nick, do you have any final thoughts? Any closing thoughts here from Carlo Crispino Stadium?
So before we head off, I think you just have to praise Cam Hunter. Great day of work, pitched all 7. And the Cardinals look to or need to bounce back from this series loss. Yeah, it's just a rough loss for the Cardinals.
Cardinals head to 7-2 in the MIAA Conference, 3 series down. 4 more to go. They have McDonough and then John